Hi, I'm Scott Hunter, Risk Manager for Alicomp. We want to thank you for joining us for this short Alicomp safety brief. Today's brief is going to touch on pinch point safety. A couple of the objectives that we want to cover from this short safety brief is recognizing pinch point hazards and then understanding how to prevent pinch point injuries. The first thing that we want to discuss is what exactly is a pinch point. Pinch point is a place where it's possible for a body part to be caught between moving parts of machinery, between moving and stationary machine parts, and between moving parts and materials that are being processed or manufactured. Those particular type pinch points are covered by OSHA regulations. Those can be found in 29 CFR 1910-11, which is OSHA's machine guarding standard. Other pinch point situations that are not covered by these OSHA regulations include catching your fingers, hands, or toes, or feet under or between heavy crates or equipment, or drums while you're in the process of moving, slamming fingers or hands in a door, nipping fingers or hands with hand tools like pliers, nipping fingers or hands with equipment that has sliding parts or hinges, nipping fingers or hands while you're closing a container, or getting clothing or jewelry tangled or caught in a pinch point. Machines and tool guards are there to prevent pinch point injuries. On machines such as presses or rollers, OSHA requires guards to be there to act as a barrier between your body and the piece of machinery. Most tools are going to have some type guard that's going to be there to protect your body from that pinch point hazard. A couple of things to keep in mind: never remove or disable any of these guards, or use a machine that has a missing or a disabled guard. Never reach around, under, or through a guard, and report guards that are missing or that are not working properly. That's something that should be turned over to maintenance, and that issue be rectified immediately before someone has the opportunity to be injured. If you're going to be repairing or servicing a piece of machinery, you want to follow your lockout tag out procedures. A machine that starts up or moves accidentally has the ability to trap a hand or other body part in that pinch point, causing an injury. If you have to place your hands near a pinch point to repair, service, unjam, or adjust the equipment, a couple of things to follow. Number one is turn off the equipment or the machine. Have an authorized employee properly lock out and tag out the energy controls. Perform the needed work, and then have the authorized employee properly remove the lock or tag before you re-energize the equipment. Also, look for possible pinch points before starting a task. Check the equipment you're going to use to see where a body part could be caught. That's kind of giving it a full inspection in the area that you're going to be working to know the areas that you would need to avoid. And then plan the task to prevent pinch point injuries. For some of the other pinch point injuries that we've discussed that really aren't covered under OSHA's machine guarding standard, or where we wouldn't get into any lockout tag out issues, such as lifting, carrying, or placing containers and equipment. You want to lift the edge of a heavy item slightly before picking it up, just so you can get an idea of its weight. That's also a good rule of thumb to keep in the back of your mind as it relates to preventing soft tissue injuries such as back strains, shoulder injuries. Is checking the weight of any piece of anything that you're going to be moving, whether it be equipment, a crate, whatever the situation may be. Get help or use material handling aids such as pallet jacks, forklifts, lift tables, whatever it may be, to lift or move heavy pieces of equipment. And then when placing a heavy item on a shelf or rack or the floor, make sure that there's enough room so that it doesn't land on your feet. And then you want to slide the item into place while moving your feet and hands out of the way. And then even with the smallest task, you want to make sure that you give it your full attention. Pinch point injuries can occur from doors, hinges, or container lids when you're distracted and you're not paying attention to the task at hand. So make sure that you're concentrating on the job that you're performing at all times, and try to stay out of that daydream or distracted mode when we're completing the task. And keep in mind, Pinch points can cause severe injuries, whether it's a laceration to the fingertip or even something as significant as an amputation. The injuries associated with pinch points can be pretty severe. So keep those items in mind. For more information, we have a machine guarding section on the Lockout Online Safety Library. If you don't have a username and password to access the library, you can contact us here at the office or contact your loss control consultant. The number for the office and our email addresses will be posted here toward the end of this video. And again, just remember to work safe, be careful, pay attention to the task at hand, and let's work to prevent and minimize accidents and injuries. And we thank you for your time today.